Let's talk about class selectors. In the last lesson, we were able to select all the H1s on a page, and we were able to change them. We changed the styling, change how they appear. In this lesson, we're going to take a look at how we can select multiple elements using a class. So let's say we have an H1, select me, and below this we have a div, select me too, and we also have a paragraph, don't select me. Now there are several ways we can select both the div and the H1, but in this lesson we're going to look at the class attribute. So if I go into my H1 here, type class, then this is just HTML. We can change this color to blue, and we can also say in the div, blue. And so you see that how they both have blue in common. They're both a class. In our CSS, we can't type H1 and div, although we can do this. This is a different type of selector. We'll talk about this later. We just want to be able to select the H1 and the div, but we want to select it by the fact that they have this common attribute. They have this common class called blue, and we can do that with dot blue. And so I just made a selector here, dot blue, and you can think of class as dot. Now, if you ever watched the TV show called Reboot, you can think of dot is a classy character because classes are dots in CSS. It's just a shorthand method of writing this out. So now we have dot blue selected. It's going to select our H1 and our div. And in here we could say color is equal to blue. Save and refresh this page. And we can see that it says select me is blue, select me too is blue, don't select me is still default black. Now, what if I wanted to make this a little more complicated? Let's add a paragraph in here with some lorem. So I hit lorem, or I type lorem, hit tab, and it creates some lorem ipsum text. And if we preview, it's a regular paragraph. Let's go ahead and select this, but let's make this H1 and the paragraph uppercase. So we can change this by adding a class is equal to, and let's call this uppercase. And this name is not super important, but I'm just going to call it something simple like uppercase. And let's also add a second class selector onto our H1. So we use space, uppercase. And you notice how these two now have something in common. We can go back up to our CSS and we can say class, uppercase, open our syntax there. We can do text transform, and then we have all these different options here. Let's go with uppercase. And let's save that. Let's go back to our page, and we're going to see that select me and this class, this element. So we can see that the H1 select me and this paragraph is going to be uppercase. Just like that. So now we've selected this one and we've selected this one, but we have not selected select me too, the second one, or the last one. So this is a good example of how elements can share something in common, and we can apply styling based on that thing that they have in common. We also looked at how we can have two classes or more. You can have more and more and more in here if you wanted to. And the way we separate these is with a space. So we said the first class is going to be blue, the second class is going to be uppercase. So it made our first element here blue and uppercase. The second element only has blue, so we go up here. It only changes the text color to blue. And then in a paragraph, we're saying only uppercase, and it's only changing that to uppercase. It's not changing it to blue. Lastly, we have an element down here, don't select me. And there are no classes, there are no selectors for the P element to change all P elements. So this is just default, whatever the browser is going to give us. Oh, and one last thing here is these are case sensitive. So dot uppercase is not the same as uppercase with a U. Make sure they are spelt the exact same. I see a lot of people throughout the years, I've seen them do something like this where it's uppercase and then this one is lowercase u and this one is an uppercase u. And they say, oh, it doesn't work for me. Why is it broken? It's actually not. It's just very case sensitive. So uppercase or even like blue and uppercase B is different. This is saying select blue with an uppercase B. So it is different. So just keep an eye on that.